A sea goblin. Tanaka Koutaro. This is a story from novelist Izumi Kyoka. On the coast of Boso, there lived a wealthy fisherman. One day, while his wife was preparing dinner while watching the baby, a dirty monk appeared from nowhere outside the house and peered into the house. When the wife saw this, she assumed he had come to ask for some rice, so she quickly made some rice balls and brought them over. "Here," she said, offering them to him. But the monk just glanced at them out of the corner of her eye and didn't take any. The wife was kind. She then thought he might need some money, so she took some coins and said, "Here, take this." But the monk paid no attention to them either. The wife felt sick and retreated to the kitchen with the money in her hand, but she was so scared that she felt chills running down her spine, as if water had been poured on her, and she shivered, hoping her husband would come home soon. Soon it was completely dark all around, and the sea, which had turned stormy, began to churn up waves right in front of the house. Looking at the monk, he was still stuck where he was, not moving. Seeing the shadowy, pitch-black monk's figure, the wife could no longer stay still, so she tried to quietly escape through the back door to the next door. Just then, some good-looking fishermen from the neighborhood came out of their boats, excitedly. Seeing this, the wife ran out and told them the situation, saying, "Someone please come." They were all hot-headed people, so they said, "He's suspicious, let's kill him," and surrounded the monk, beat him hard, and when he fell, they dragged him away and threw him into the waves. Soon the fisherman returned home, and his wife told him the story. The fisherman seemed to be interested in what was going on, so after dinner he went out to the shore. But all he saw was the dark sea raging with its white fangs bared, and he couldn't see anything of that nature. The fisherman went to bed soon after, but as the night went on, the outside became increasingly rough, and the sound of the terrible waves shook the small fisherman's house. Then, just after 1 o'clock, he heard a distressed voice calling out, "Hey, hey." The sleeping fisherman opened his eyes in surprise. He heard the distressed voice again. "Oh, a shipwreck." The fisherman jumped up and, ignoring his wife's pleas to stop him, ran out the back door and toward the shore. Then, right in front of him, he saw a monk standing on a rock. He couldn't help but say, "Hey, what are you doing?" The monk then took his hand out of his soaked robes and silently pointed towards the fisherman's house. "What is it?" The fisherman lunged at him, and the monk again silently pointed towards the house. Just as the fisherman turned around in surprise, he heard the sound of a baby crying like it was going to burst from his house, and his wife's screams joined it. The fisherman became fascinated and suddenly tried to grab the monk, saying, "What are you doing?" The monk then grinned, showing his white teeth, but then dove into the sea and disappeared from sight. So the fisherman ran back to his house. Inside the house, his wife had the cold baby on her lap, her face pale and her eyes twitching.